So I'm here at PLM Connections in the vendor pavilion with Todd Bengtsson, who is the Director of Manufacturing Business Group responsible for the Americas and the automotive industry. And Todd has a setup showing us virtual commissioning live. Todd, could you go over real quickly what kind of hardware you have there and the software involved?
Okay, so let me start out. Right here we have Process Simulate from Siemens. This is our virtual environment. Over here on the left side here we have a test stand where we have our Profinet, our PLC. We have a portable HMI, some safety modules, and some other hardware that's been integrated. In this case, a stack light, some e-stops, and even over here a virtual light screen, or a physical light screen. So the idea for using this environment is to be able to validate our PLC code, our interlocks, and the physical behavior of our cell prior to the construction of this equipment. So for this demonstration, the first thing I'd like to do is to switch my cell into a manual mode. And while in manual mode, I may want to exercise the tooling or the equipment here in order to run some simple diagnostics. So in this case, I'm going to energize the valve that closes the clamps in the tool. I can see that that has occurred. I have the proper message here on my HMI. I'm now going to open the tool, and eventually I can see here that the tool is not ready. Now actuating the second valve, I can now re-extend the pins and see that the tool is ready. Therefore, the proper information is being presented to the operator, just as he or she would see it on the floor during production. So now we'll switch to automatic mode. While in automatic mode, I want to test several things about the cell. We'll back out here. So as the operator, my first job would be to load a part into the fixture. In this case, we can see that the part is now present in the fixture. And now I'm being prompted to press cycle start. So I press cycle start, the robot cycle begins, the tool is now in automatic, indicating to me a yellow light here. As the robot clears the fixture, the stack light changes to green. It's now safe for me to re-enter the cell and approach the fixture. So to continue on, I'd like to also test the safety interlocks, the things that protect the operator from the automation. So we'll do the same thing again, loading an additional part, pressing cycle start, and as soon as the robot cycle starts, as the operator, if I were to walk in, reaching this light screen here, I can see immediately that I have an e-stop. On my HMI, it's presenting me with a message that there is a screen fault. So I would have to clear the area and then go back to my HMI, press restart, and the cycle would continue. We'll look at one additional scenario here. So picking up on the same idea here, we'll load the part, start the cycle the second time, and as once again the robot begins to run, we may need to notice something's wrong, so we would select the e-stop somewhere potentially on the pedestal stand here, which once again sends the robots into an e-stop. Safe condition for me to approach the fixture, examine potentially what's wrong. After this has occurred, I can exit the cell, reset the e-stop, and continue once again with the cycle. The key values behind doing this is that we're doing it virtually all prior to production. If we were doing this troubleshooting or debug during a launch cycle, we're directly impacting our ability to reach production potential. So by doing this validation in parallel to the construction of the tool, we basically mask any of this time, therefore saving us time during launch.
Excellent. You know, I've heard customers have improved their virtual commissioning or their commissioning time on the shop floor upwards of 80%.
Yeah, considering the complexity of today's cells, that makes a lot of sense. It's not a single part running through a single fixture. We have multiple styles, we have many sensors, we have complex robot programs that trying to debug this on the floor with the crunch of production looming is a very daunting task for many suppliers. So it's not surprising to hear how important and how much value this particular environment and solution can be to our customers.
Absolutely.